Hello. So it's Tuesday now, and I've read about half of the audiobook that I started for, or not the audiobook, the ebook that I started for this vlog. I'm reading We Are Liars, maybe, by, I don't remember the author's name. L something, E something, I don't know. E. Lockhart, is that right? Anyways, I read about half of it last night. It's pretty good so far. I'm not really sure what's happening, which I think is the point. This is supposed to be my unreliable narrator prompt, and I think that is accurate. So it's about these 4 kids. Well, okay, it's about this one family that has, it's the grandparents, and they have 3 daughters, and their daughters each have a number of kids, and 4 of the kids are around this, or 3 of the kids are around the same age. It's, shoot, I'm not gonna remember their names. Johnny, Cadence, and another character who's a girl. And Johnny's mom ends up dating this guy because she's divorced, and the guy she's dating is a, whatever, he has a nephew, and the nephew comes to stay with them too in the summer, starting when they're 8. And so this is picking up in the summer when they're 15, I think, and Cadence, gets into an accident. And you know that the whole time she talks about, like, before the accident, after the accident, whatever, at the beginning. And the first half of the book is basically building up to her accident and, like, what is going on with that. But the thing is, they don't, like, the characters aren't allowed to really talk about things that are going on in their lives because of the way that their families handle things. So, like, Katie's dad has left, but no one is mentioning him. They got rid of all of his stuff, and they're just not talking about it anymore. Their grandmother dies, and nobody is talking about her. And it's just this really, like, tense atmosphere. And we don't know exactly what happened with Katie. I don't know if it's a spoiler to say what her accident is, because we still don't know what happened. We just know that she was found and she had to be taken to the hospital for hypothermia and brain damage, and she's suffering with the effects of that. And so as you're reading it, she also, like, when her dad leaves, she has this really vivid description of him, like, pointing a gun at her and shooting her in the chest, and then her mom telling her she has to, like, get off the ground and, like, be normal. So we know that he didn't actually shoot her, right? So there's things like that happening. Like, whenever anyone is mentioned that has gone away, she talks about, like, how she ends up bleeding. And no, everyone just ignores her, and her mom is always telling her she has to be normal, even though there's, like, blood gushing from her wrists and, like, hitting the floor and making everything slippery. And, like, we know that that's not really happening, right? That's her, like, emotionally responding to things. So I'm interested to see what's going on. I had a theory that has been proven wrong so far, I think. So we'll see what else goes on. But yeah, I don't know if I'm loving this, but I'm still hopeful because, like, the atmosphere is good. It's interesting, but also it kind of feels like nothing's going on. Like, the mystery is, I think, what led to her accident, but I don't know how satisfied I'm going to be with the answer. So I guess we'll just see. But I just want to give you that quick update because I've not been very good about updating in the middle of things. And I did read, again, about half of it last night. So I will let you know. I'll probably read the other half tonight before I go to bed. And tomorrow I will hopefully be able to let you know the rest of what's going on. But I have to go to work. It's a very stormy, gloomy day today. I already had to rescue my terrified dog from underneath the bed and put him in his kennel for the day. And Marvel, who does not care about anything, is just chilling right here. So anyways, I'm going to go to work, and I will let you know when I have another update at some point. Hello, it is Thursday, and I finally finished We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. And you guys, I gave this book 5 stars. I really loved it. And so I wanted to say, I'm actually going to, hold on. We're going to try to do what I did the other day. Does that work? Okay. So I loved this book. I absolutely adored it. And it's, I've mentioned what it's about before, but it's about these 4 teenagers who have family members who, like, 3 of them are cousins. One of them is, like, the step nephew of, no. 3 of them are cousins. One of them is the nephew of one of the cousin's mom's boyfriends. Hope that makes sense. And he is Indian. So this book does address, like, race and class and like, social status, basically. And essentially, these people come from, like, a really wealthy background, and they always summer on this island off the coast of Martha's Vineyard. Their grandfather, the patriarch of this family, owns this island, and he owns 4 houses on it, and they each have their own house. So grandpa has a house, and then each of the aunts has a house. And this book flashes back and forth between primarily summer 15 and summer 17. And summer 15 is when this thing happens to the main character, Cadence, and she does not really remember anything about it. She remembers waking up, like, almost naked in, like, halfway in the ocean, and she has some sort of like traumatic brain injury from this event and then amnesia surrounding it. And so as you're reading this book, we're in summer 17 now. It's been 2 years since this incident. She doesn't remember what happened still, and she is working with her cousins on this island to try to figure it out. Her cousins, everyone else knows what's happened, but they're not telling her because she had this traumatic brain injury. The doctor said, hey, let her figure it out on her own. And so they're trying to let her figure it out on her own. Now, I had suspicions about something that I was pretty sure had happened. And then we got to a point where I was like, okay, well, it kind of seems like what I'm thinking maybe isn't true, but it was true, but then there was more to it. So I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not even going to give a hint as to what happened. But I loved this book. It was so good. I really liked the way that the twist was delivered. I really liked the character of Cadence. I understand that she is an unlikable character. She is obviously like very poor little rich girl, but also like she's gone through some trauma. She didn't choose her social class or social standing. And she learns throughout the book to like put her issues into perspective with other people's issues. And I really valued and appreciated that. I definitely understand why this book was so hyped. I really, really enjoyed it, like I said, and it did make me cry. I finished it this morning while I was waiting for my Zoom deposition to start, and I was crying. And I think my Goodreads review is like, I have 8 minutes to pull myself together before I have to do this deposition. So that's that book. I did go ahead and randomly select a card from like an online random tarot card generator, and I think I got the Emperor. Whatever I got, the prompt was to read a book with a one-word title. And so now I'm going to be reading Bewilderment by Richard Powers. Is that his name? And I'm reading this as an audiobook. I do have the audiobook for my library. This is like a sci-fi book-ish. It's like literary sci-fi, I think. It's not super long. It's only like 250 pages, and the audiobook is under 8 hours. I will say the narrator speaks too quickly for me to listen on 3 times speed. So I am listening at like 2.3, 2.4 times speed because I don't really want to miss things. But so far, this is about a father-son relationship, and the dad is something biologist, but it's like space biology. So I think he studies like life on other planets, perhaps. And Robin is 9 and has been diagnosed as on the autism spectrum. And all I really know about it so far, I did start it on my drive home, so I'm not very far into it at all. But all I really know about it so far is that Robin has been getting bullied at school, and his mother has died several years before the start of the book. Her name was Allie, and we're opening it up on Robin's 9th birthday. I am enjoying it. I am. I don't know. It's too early to say like more about the plot or how I'm going to feel about it, but I just want to let you know that's what I'm reading now. Again, it is Thursday. I'm so glad that the week is almost over. I can't believe it took me so long to read We Were Liars because I just feel like it is not that long of a book, but I have been listening to audiobooks in between and like reading a lot other than just what I'm reading right now. I've read almost a book a day all of July, which is pretty crazy. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm logging the second epilogue to the Bridgerton books as separate. I have started reading them. I don't know if I've talked about it yet. I'm planning on doing a video where I do the books versus the adaptation on Netflix because I watched the show first. And I like the books and I love the show. So that's where we're at so far with that. But I just wanted to pop in here and give you my quick update that I finished We Were Liars. I loved We Were Liars. And I will say it's not a thriller. It's a mystery. It's not thrilling. So it's not a thriller. And maybe I have a personal definition of thriller that does not match the thriller definition that other people have or like the actual thriller definition. But for me, for something to be a thriller, I need to be like on the edge of my seat in a I'm scared for the safety of the main character. You know? Like it needs a faster pace. And not that this book is slow paced, but it's very character driven and it's very it's a mystery. I don't know what else to say. Like the mystery is what happened that summer. So anyways, I just thought I would pop in here, give you my update. I'm about to edit my vlog from last week and hopefully have that posted for you tonight. So I will let you know when I have another update very soon. It's a video.
I know that's right.
Hello, it's Tuesday, and I am continuing this vlog this week because I believe on Thursday the Olympics-a-thon, readathon starts, which is something that I try to participate in whenever it comes around. It only comes around when the Olympics are on. So I'm going to be participating in that and vlogging my experience as well, but I did want to give you some updates on what I've been doing. So I finished Bewilderment on Sunday, and I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was fine. I think, what is his name? Richard Powers, the author. He has a really, really great writing style, and he writes like environmentalist fiction that's like almost dystopian, but not quite. So in this story, we're set like kind of on the edge of potentially a dystopian future where the US has put in place these laws where you can't say certain things. Like right now, a big thing in the US is that you have freedom of speech. So you can say like, I hate the president, and nothing can happen to you, right? Like you can't threaten violence against the president, but you can say like, I disagree with this policy. I think his hair looks stupid. Like you can say things like that, right? In this world, you can't say anything like that because they've changed the laws. And there's also all of these creatures that are going extinct. And it's about this man and his son is 9 years old and has autism. The son's mother has died, and the son has been having a lot of like meltdowns at school. And so they want him to get medicated, but the dad doesn't really necessarily think that medication is the best way to go about things. And the dad is an astrobiologist, so he works at a university level. And he somehow finds a trial for his son to like help with his emotional well-being, I guess. And essentially what the trial is doing is they've managed to capture the essence of Allie, which is this guy's dead wife and his son's dead mom, and made it in an AI form that can like communicate with the son. And then the story sort of like spirals from there and like the implications of that. But also at the core of it, it's very much like the dad is really interested in finding life on other planets, and the son is becoming very dedicated in saving the life that is on this planet. And so that's sort of what the story is about. I liked it fine, but I didn't love it. Like something about this type of book, I don't know will ever be for, I shouldn't say that. I think that perhaps at this stage in my reading life, I'm looking to read books that are fun. Like I'm looking to have a good time when I read. And I'm not saying this book isn't fun. I'm just saying like it didn't really fit the bill for that for me. So I know he has Overstory, which won the Pulitzer, and I believe is about like a forest. And I would like to read that book, but I really do think I'm gonna wanna get it physically and actually take my time reading it as opposed to listening to it as an audiobook, which is what I did with this book. I think perhaps if I had read this book physically, I would have enjoyed it more, but also I would have waited to read it until I was at a space where I was more open to reading that type of thing. So that's my final review on that. I gave it 3 stars. I do think it's a good book. I think if it sounds like something you would like, I think you would like it. I think it's very well written. I really enjoyed his authorial tone. I really liked the way that he wrote his son. I also really liked the way that like flashbacks are interspersed with the narrative to where you're not doing like a scene in the past, but it's like they will be walking through the woods and will remember a thing that Allie, the mother / wife, said previously, and you can really like, she even feels like a character even though she's not anywhere on page, if that makes sense. So I did really like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good book. I thought it was fine. So then I went ahead and picked an X card, so I will show that clip for you here. And the card I picked is The Lovers, which is just to read a book with a romance plot. And here's where I'm between 2 things. I have 2 audiobooks right now. One I got on hold for my library, and the other one I got because I was reading other books in the series and I just wanted to power through some of them. And so the first one that I have as an option that I got as a hold is In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, which I believe is a retelling of Pinocchio. And it's about these like robots that live somewhere. And then there's a man that comes. I don't really know. As you might recall, if you've been here, I read House on the Cerulean Sea last month. This month? I don't remember when, but last month, I think. And I thought it was fine, but like, I liked it, but it just was so hyped that I was like, I hate to say I was disappointed by it, but like, it didn't really impact me the way that I was hoping that it would. And that's the one that I've always heard of from him. This one I've not heard as many things about, and I don't think it got as many rave reviews, but it was, again, nominated for the Science Fiction Goodreads Choice Award last year. Is that when it came out? I don't remember. So I'm going to read it. We're going to see how I feel about it, but I haven't heard that many things about it. So I'm hopeful that my expectations have been lowered enough to where I can really enjoy it. And if I do really like it, we'll see where it goes. The other option that I have for this that I'm considering is the third book in the Bridgerton series, which is called An Offer from a Gentleman, and it's Benedict's book. It's Benedict and Sophie. And Sophie has not been introduced as a character. I know there's Masquerade Ball. I believe that they, for the show, have switched to where this will now be the fourth season because the third season was the fourth book. I hope that makes sense. The show is changing things up quite a bit, and I am planning on doing a video on the changes and the different characters in the show versus in the books because I think it would be interesting. And I just watched the whole show and really, really enjoyed it. So I'm considering reading that. It's just really ultimately going to depend on how I'm feeling. The thing is, I'm thinking if I can read that, I can probably read it in one day because those books are very bingeable for me. And I know that I like the writing in them. I know that they're not like everyone's favorite. Like they have very mixed reviews on the internet. Some people really hate the books. Other people love the books so much that they don't like the show. I feel like I fell somewhere in the middle. Like I loved the first book. The second book I thought was fine. That's a lot of people's favorite. I am just not a big Anthony and Kate fan. I did like the book better than I liked the TV show, I think. But there are things in the show that they did that I feel like really amped up the like feelings of the characters in the books, which I really appreciated. So those are my options. I will let you know when I have picked one and I'm reading it. But it's Tuesday right now and I have not read any of them. Did I read anything yesterday? Probably not. But I did go see Vampire Weekend yesterday and it was so fun. I have been a fan of Vampire Weekend since high school. So like 12 years probably. And I'm just really excited that I finally got to see them live. I also found out we went to see them in Starlight Theater in Kansas City. They haven't been to Kansas City since 2010 because they were supposed to come in 2020, but you know, bad things happened and they had to cancel their tour. So it was really cool. It forced me, going to see them, forced me to listen to like their newer stuff because I haven't really, I guess I hadn't put anything out since Father of the Bride except for this new album, but I don't know that I would have listened to this new album if we hadn't got tickets to see them because I wasn't a super big fan of Father of the Bride, but I do think if you liked Modern Vampires of the City, self-titled, like Contra, that era of Vampire Weekend, the new album, which I'm not going to remember the name of it right now, but I will hopefully pop a picture here, is much more reminiscent of the sound that I associate with Vampire Weekend. So I was very, very pleased when I listened to it. My favorite song on it is Mary Boone. I love Mary Boone. I also like Connect a lot. It's a very good song. So yeah, I had a really great time. I'm really glad we did that. And at the end of their sets, their encore is basically karaoke. Like they have people in the crowd suggest songs and they just play covers. I didn't love the suggestions that our crowd gave, but I know that they've done like Smith's covers at other shows, Cure covers. They did a really sweet rendition of Brown Eyed Girl yesterday, which was cute. But it's funny because it's like, basically they will do like one verse to the chorus or like just the hook in the chorus if that's all they know. But it was fun. And they have a huge band. Like they have 2 drummers, they have a bassist, they have a guy playing piano synth, and then some other instrument over there on like keys of some sort that I don't know what it's called. And they have a guy who plays saxophone and they have like a violinist. It was a very fun show. So I would recommend seeing Vampire Weekend if you were considering it. They are on tour right now. So, and then their opener was Rah Rah Riot, which I haven't actually listened to before, but Ezra Koenig said that he and the main guy in Rah Rah Riot have known each other since they were 4, which I think is hilarious and like so fun. I don't know. So anyways, I had a great time and now I have to go to work, which is boring, but I will do it because I have bills to pay around here, I guess. And then tonight I'm actually going to my sister's house. My sister's about to move, so this might be my last time seeing them here, her and the kids. And so, yeah, I'm going to go over there. I know my husband and her husband are going to a baseball game. So we will be at her house, just hanging out, taking care of the kids, cooking dinner, you know, normal stuff. And then my mom is coming to town tomorrow to be with my sister and like help her finish packing. And they're driving to my sister's new house. Or I guess they're going to my parents' house first because their house isn't ready yet. But they're going to my parents' house, and then my parents are like 2 hours from where her new house is going to be, I believe. So all of that to say, I don't know if I'm going to see my mom when she's in town because she's only going to be here for a night, but I'm going to try to, because then I would get to see my sister and her kids again one last time. So anyways, that's where I'm at. I will let you know when I have more updates as I have them. I realized last night coming back from the concert that I didn't edit the video that was supposed to go up yesterday. So I'm hopefully going to edit that and put it up today. It'll be late. I'm sorry. But it's a book tag. So I was excited about it. I did film it on Saturday. I just never edited it to upload. So it shouldn't take too long because it's only like a 12-minute video. So hopefully I can do that while I'm eating lunch or something today and then get it up so that people can see it. My bad. My apologies. I will hopefully also remember to post on my community tab that things have gone awry. So, but yes, I will let you know when I pick a book for this vlog. And then hopefully, I think it'll probably be the last book that I read just based on the amount of things that I have to do. But again, we'll see. I'll just play it by ear, if you will. Haha, audiobooks. Okay, so I'm going to go, but I'll update you soon. Hi, it's actually like a week later, but I realized I never updated this vlog. I did end up reading the third Bridgerton book, An Offer from a Gentleman. I loved it. It's my favorite so far. I've heard that there are a lot of Benedict haters out there, and I'm not one of them. I love Benedict. It's about Benedict and Sophie, and it's a Cinderella retelling. So it was very good. I really enjoyed it. But that is going to wrap up this vlog. It was, as I predicted, the last book that I read for this vlog. So I'm editing the video right now, and I will hopefully have it up tonight. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I read that book. I enjoyed it. 5 stars. And I will not update you when I have another update because this is the last update. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to, you can subscribe to my channel. I do try to post 2 videos every week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!